and they were phenomenal with us. They gave us free rein, and we've done a good job.
What the hell is going on? Tell me something. Do you remember the quick-witted, funny, charismatic Conor McGregor?
Conor, you tweeted out with the video, that jump shot, that your confidence comes from your big ball sack. Can you elaborate on that?
Again, I would revert to my old friend, The Truth. That's where my confidence comes from. My big ball sack. Oh, stop.
I love that. Well, unfortunately, I'm sad to say, I've got no idea where that version of Conor McGregor has gone, because an interview has just been released on Sports Illustrated of Conor McGregor and Jake Gyllenhaal talking about this Roadhouse film, and Conor is a shadow of his former self. Also, I had an idea for the video. Let me know if you guys had liked this. I was thinking about watching the Roadhouse film in my chair and doing a reaction video to it. It wouldn't be the full length of the entire film. It'd just be chopped down to 10-15 minutes, and then I'll do a review. What you guys think of that idea? Comment below. Okay, so McGregor looks absolutely awful in this interview. Here it is. We're going to react to this together, but just get ready, because this is quite sad. I don't know what the hell he's doing to himself. Pay close attention to how Conor's speaking. He's stuttering. Look at his eyes. Just watch his whole demeanor. Something isn't right here.
I landed one punch
Once.
and he hit me with a door. Other than that, it was absolutely perfect.
That's true.
Amazing.
Lumberg here with Jake Gyllenhaal. Conor McGregor, stars of the new Roadhouse, which is coming to you on Prime Video. What was it like, Jake, working with Conor? I mean, you have played a combat sports athlete before in Southpaw, but this is a whole different game. What was that like for you?
It was great fun. I mean, he was, from the very beginning, Conor said to me, he was like, I'm a white belt in making movies and acting, and I'm here to learn. And that was the way it was the whole time. But on the opposite end, I'm, a white belt in the fight game, and in terms of fights and what they look like and how authentic it is, I know it was so important to you from the very beginning that the fight fans always felt like they were watching something original, something fun. And so he was always coaching me and showing me how to do things or change something up to make it feel more authentic, so that all the fight fans in particular, but movie fans in the end too, will love this movie even more because of the stuff that we did.
Conor, what did Jake bring to the table from the realism when it came to the fight game?
Jake's a consummate professional. 75 movies made. I'm blessed to have entered into the movie alongside him. He was patient with me. He gave me guidance, and I just took it. We had a good rapport on set. He has 75 movies made. I have 75 bar fights made. And that's it. We had a good back and forth.
What the hell is all that about? I've never seen McGregor in this state, ever. Even back in the day when he used to kill himself to make 145 pounds and he looked like Skeletor. He was never like this. And we have got to understand he's doing a lot of media appearances at the moment. He's doing dozens and dozens of interviews. He's attending the premieres, so he's going to be tired. But this right here is not a man who is just tired. This looks like a guy who's been on it all night and hasn't went to sleep for a few days. The way he was stuttering and pausing his speech and talking like that. When have we ever heard McGregor like this? He's always been a bit of a party animal as well, but I don't know. This is very concerning, very concerning, especially considering the fact that the fight has just been announced between him and Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler has been training. He's probably been working his absolute backside off. And now that the fight's officially announced, Chandler's going to be in the gym as we speak, whilst McGregor's sitting here on these interviews, struggling to barely put a sentence together, looking like he's going to collapse at any moment. Let's continue.
Jake, you have to take some real punches and kicks in the lead up to this?
Yeah, and throughout it too. Yeah, it's inevitable, I think, when you're trying to...
Look at McGregor, how much he's just nodding and he's just blinking constantly and doing all weird stuff with his tongue. Pay no attention to Jake. Look at McGregor's face and his demeanor whilst Jake is speaking.
Jake, you have to take some real punches and kicks in the lead up to this?
Yeah, and throughout it too. Yeah, it's inevitable, I think, when you're trying to do fights like this and make them as real as you can. That's just sort of, it's a part of the whole thing, But yeah, I mean, also it's important to know what it feels like in the spar. I did that particularly in preparation for Southpaw. There was a lot of sparring and understanding the feeling. You can't play a fighter unless you know what that's like. But no, we stayed as careful as we could the whole time, and he was always he was good to me, and I sometimes had to remind him.
I landed one punch
once,
and he hit me with a door. Other than that, it was absolutely perfect.
That's true.
An amazing stunt team, Gareth Warden and Steve Brown, and they were phenomenal with us. They gave us free rein, and we've done a good job.
And then pauses are crazy. Let me get a zoom in for you so you can see this close up.
I landed one punch
Once.
and he hit me with a door. Other than that, it was absolutely perfect.
That's true.
An amazing stunt team, Gareth Warden and Steve Brown, and they were phenomenal with us. They gave us free rein, and we've done a good job.
What the hell is going on? The man's like this. He hit me with a door, and the stunt team and stunt coordinator did a good job. Conor needs to detox. That's what he needs to do. Now I'm even less confident that he's going to win this fight. But I'm a McGregor fan. I'm a fanboy. I want him to win. I want to fly out to Vegas and watch it live. If it is in Vegas, that is. Why has he got to do this to us? He makes it so hard to be his fan.
Is that hard for you, Conor, at all? Because you've been in so many real fights to realize, yeah, I'm trying to make this look real, but, you know, I am acting.
For me, what was hard was it was time consuming. 18 hours on set, very little rest. It was strange to me, but, you know, the fight scenes, I was happy to give my input and my oar. And Jake, as I said, is a consummate professional.
The way he says that there, Jake is a consummate professional. He can't even pronounce his words properly. And I know that's rich coming from me, a Scouser, who can barely even speak English, my own language. Sometimes the Irish are hard to understand at the best of times. But McGregor, you can hear that he's slurring his words. Watch him after he says the word professional now.
And Jake, as I said, is a consummate professional. We've done a good job.
You can tell he's even struggling to think what to say. And you can tell Jake's concerned for Conor, because look at Jake's face whilst Conor is talking.
On set, very little rest. It was strange to me, but, you know, the fight scenes, I was happy to give my input and my oar. And Jake, as I said, is a consummate professional.
Jake's like, come on, buddy, you can do it. Get through it, get through it. We're almost there, man. So that interview is very concerning. And once again, let's just contrast that to what McGregor used to be like.
I'm just motivated by movement and money, and the movement of money.
Eddie said he was disappointed in the country of Ireland. What do you think about that?
I don't give a f what Eddie says. Who gives a f? I run New York City. I'm a f pimp. Rocking Gucci mink. And without me, this whole f ship sink.
You should be thankful too. You got a bigger check now than fighting Dos Anjos. Been a little penny check with that.
My check, don't talk about money, you're broke. I could easily switch you up now and go put you back on that 20 and 20 if you want. But all I want is a thank you, or even a little dance.
You're welcome.
Even a little dance. Dance for me, Nate. Dance for me. And don't look me in the eye when you dance.
McGregor in his heyday was absolutely hilarious. I'm very intrigued to see what he's going to be like on this Michael Chandler fight build-up. Are we going to see that quick-witted McGregor? In this interview, he's clearly coming off the back end of a bender. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe he is just extremely tired and burned out from doing this media tour for the Roadhouse film, but it really doesn't look like that amount of blinking and stuttering just doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem like tiredness. It seems like he's been on a bender the entire night and he's still got some flaky flake in his system. Anyway, let's finish on this. Some people were saying the other day when McGregor confirmed the fight that it's not true and that McGregor's just trying to market himself, stay in the limelight, keep his name in people's mouths. But there's no way that we're going to see McGregor in the octagon this summer. A lot of you guys were saying that in the comments, but Michael Chandler has now confirmed it as well.
Now, Mike, we haven't gotten anything official, so we're turning to you here to figure out, is Conor just running his mouth, or is this thing actually going to happen this summer?
I've got the official announcement. It's happening this summer. I can't tell you the actual date, but it's happening this summer. Yes. Me versus Conor. Obviously, this has been a year in the making. Did The Ultimate Fighter. He's been off, obviously, doing the Roadhouse movie. So, yeah, here we are this summer. I'm ready, baby.
So there you go. The fight is officially confirmed. Now, just in case you don't believe Chandler and you think that he's lying, or you think that they've said this in the past, and as we get closer, it's not really going to happen, Chandler goes on to expand a little bit more. And sorry, I've got to chop this up a little bit, but TMZ are terrible for copyright claiming your content.
Is there a contract signed? Is it just an agreement? And hey, we're going to find a date sometime this summer.
The official status is, yeah, we have an agreement. We are fighting this summer. We'll let the court of public opinion speculate on what the date is, but it's definitely this summer. I've always known it was going to be Conor. It's what I signed up for, but now we're getting darn close, man. We are getting really close. He's starting training. I'm starting training, and we're gonna collide this summer, so it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Now, there still does seem to be an air of uncertainty as Chandler's talking there. He said, we do have an agreement. He didn't say we've got a contract. He didn't say we've signed a contract. He said, we've got an agreement and we will fight this summer. Conor's confirmed it. Chandler's confirmed it. So we can kind of 95, 98% say that it's going ahead, but I do still have my own reservations. Like, I want this fight to go ahead, but you just never know with Conor McGregor if something's going to get in the way or not. Then Chandler talks about what weight it's going to be at.
Mike, he looks like he has gotten a little bit smaller. What's the weight class?
Man, it's don't we love to just keep it all up in the air, right? You know, we're talking 85, we're talking 70. Doesn't seem to be that we're talking 55. It's funny, the whole like any guy, anytime, any place, any weight. That's the kind of guy I am, right? Conor and I are about the same size at all times. We fought in the same weight class our entire life, so it doesn't matter what the weight class is. All that matters is the confines of competition inside of mixed martial arts under a specific rule set, and I'm going to go out there and take his head off and get my hand raised.
There you go. I think the fight will take place at 170 pounds because Conor McGregor was talking 185 pounds on The Ultimate Fighter with Chandler, but that's when he was juiced up McGregor, where he actually was quite thick and he had a big fat roid head. But now he does look a lot leaner. I think the fight's going to take place at 170 pounds. It makes sense. I can't see Conor dieting down to 155. It'll be too much stress on his body, and then the entire fight camp is going to be pretty much about him trying to lose the weight rather than sharpening his skills. And that's what these fighters often talk about with the fight camp. The fight camp is always about trying to lose the weight and make weight rather than sharpening the tools in the toolbox. That's why sometimes when fighters don't cut weight, they fight better. Not just because they're no longer dehydrating themselves and starving themselves to death, getting down to 5-6% body fat. It's the fact that they've still got loads of food in the system, loads of energy in the system, but also the fight camp is completely different because now they are focused on getting better at certain aspects of the game, although a lot of the skill improvement does take place outside the fight camp, but you get me point. Okay guys, what do you think of this Conor McGregor interview? Pretty concerning, to be honest, especially considering the fact that summer is not far away. It's almost April. You've got April, May, and then June. It's like 3 or 4 months until they fight, and Conor's been out of the game for so long. So the fact that he looks so bad this close to when the fight is supposedly going to take place, it's just very concerning. What do you think the issue was with Conor in this interview? You think it's the flaky? Do you think it's just a lack of sleep? Maybe a combination of everything? Comment your thoughts down below. Appreciate all the love and support on the channel. Make sure you like this video, subscribe for daily uploads,